Depuis le 13 juillet, plus de 250 personnes ont été tuées dans la région druze de Soueïda au sud de la Syrie, lors d'affrontements entre Druzes et Bédouins, suivis d'une intervention de l'armée syrienne.
There are only losers in the current situation. And I'm not sure if the new Syrian government is aware of this.
Mardi, les troupes de Damas ont pénétré dans Soueïda, défiant les milices druzes locales. Israël est alors intervenu à son tour, menaçant d'intensifier ses frappes si l'armée syrienne ne se retire pas. Pour mieux comprendre, nous avons interrogé Tobias Lang, politiste et auteur des Druzes au Liban et en Israël.
It seems like that it started as a local conflict, that the forces from the central government came in to intervene. They came not as a peacekeeping force, but they took sides and they went after the local Druze militiamen. This is a conflict which is decades old, we have seen in the past, even when Bashar al-Assad assumed power in the year 2000. The first real test for him in domestic politics was a conflict between Bedouin and Druze in Soueïda. And we have to see this conflict like double-faced. First of all, it's a traditional conflict between Bedouins and farmers, but also, of course, this conflict has sectarian undertones. And during the civil war, the conflict was inflamed again, especially in the years 2014, 15, 16, around that period. And this was for the Druze of Soueïda, this was a huge concern because they felt encircled. From the west, from Jabhat al-Nusra, and from the east, from the Islamic State, coming from the desert, which did not happen back then, but which happened 2 years later in 2018 when there was a huge attack.
وهلا نحن مكملين بطريقنا، إذا هيدي العصابات ما توقفت يعني إن شاء الله نحن ما نتوقف حتى إحلال الأمن والأمان في هي المنطقة.
Obviously, this is a huge problem for any future relationship between the province of Soueïda and Damascus, a relationship which already has been complicated since the fall of Assad. Because we have to remember, when Assad fell, Druze from Soueïda actively took part in the takeover of Damascus. And after Shara officially assumed power, the Druze were at first completely sidelined. So then the first round of clashes happened, and eventually then the second interim government was more broadened and at least one Druze minister brought in. But still there was no whatsoever arrangement for the Druze militiamen to join the army or whatsoever. The small compromise was that the Druze would be responsible for their own internal security. Okay, but now this agreement kind of vanished because Soueïda is full of people from the security forces, army and internal security forces alike, and also primary spiritual leader Al-Hijri is clearly outspoken against the new government and calling on the international community to intervene and so forth. I see this as a huge problem, and if Shara and his government are not getting this under control and double down themselves on their ambition to disarm the local Druze, I see a very bad perspective for any relationship between the province of Soueïda and its majority Druze population and the central government. Obviously, Israel is in a way involved because Israel is already using its air force against the new Syrian army. Israel has clearly stated its policy that they want demilitarized southern Syria, including Soueïda, which, by the way, is not bordering to Israel proper or the occupied Syrian territory. However, Israel has stated this repeatedly, that they will not allow an armed presence. Second, Israel positions itself as a guardian of the Jews, so to say, which also might be a way to provide a political cover to the ambition I just stated for a demilitarized southern Syria. But it is true that in Israel there is a sizable Jewish community which also is involved in substantial political lobbying towards a more active role of Israel in regards to the Syrian Jews. And we have even seen during the clashes in April that Israel even had helicopters flown inside Sueda to provide help, probably medical help, humanitarian help, I don't know. So Israel is in a way involved, but I think from what I understand, not in a decisive way until now.